What's up YouTube? 31666 here. Today I'm deck profiling Yosenju's. This is my first deck profile on YouTube, so please guys like, comment, subscribe, everything. Now let's get started. So I'm playing 3 of the Yosenju number. I believe this is number 2, this is number 1, this is number 3. So you play 3 of each. Obviously there's searchable of Tenki. So 3 of everyone because they have a lot of synergy. This guy bounces stuff, this guy attacks directly, this guy gets a surge every time one of the other ones inflicts battle damage. I'm also playing 2 of the Honest. So it's a total of 11 monsters with 3 tank, it becomes 14 I believe. I wouldn't consider this guy a monster because usually I put him in the pendulum scale just to make my barrier useful on my opponent's turn. But I believe the monster lineup is pretty obvious. I tried the pendulum, it wouldn't work. The pendulum build is trash, trust me guys. Like, dieback is amazing, but the ways to summon dieback are terrible. So just don't play it for now, wait for support. However, this build is really consistent, so I like this guy so much. You can bump him up to maybe 29 easily. Like, it becomes 29 easily with the tanky and this. This guy obviously is amazing against a lot of stuff, like even against Burning Abyss. You just bounce their Dantes. Against Necros, they summon Unicorn or Colossal with the Jin, and you just bounce it. And this guy obviously keeps searching you barriers, and if you have the barrier already, I would recommend searching this, which is amazing too, just because of the fact that it can protect my guys from Mirror Force or Torrential Tribute, which is actually a really big problem for the deck. Like, overextending is obviously amazing, but you would cry after summoning 3 of those and get TT'd or Mirror Forced, so I would play 2 of him, and of course 3 of the barriers to solve the problem of the Mirror Force and the TT. However, you should make sure you're not attacking into a Mirror Force chain MST on this guy, because you would lose everything. So Raigeki to answer established boards, because this deck has problems answering established boards outside of this one, because it answers established boards obviously. But it's not enough, trust me, you need the Raigeki. You need the Raigeki in the deck. So 3 Upstart, 3 Duality for consistency. There is no cards that I want to play other than this. I really think the deck is really good like that. So I played 3 Upstart, 3 Duality just to see my combo pieces more. I mean, I want to see this plus any other one usually, and Upstart and Duality helps with that. 3 MSTs for Cleese, obviously. Snatch, Steal, like, this card is so broken. I don't know what Patrick Hoban said. This card is bad. Like, it won me a lot of games. And it's a good card also in the deck because you don't have a board usually, and Snatch Steal gives you that. It gives you a monster on the board. 3 tankies, basically to search anything in the deck other than this guy. It's a rock for a reason, God knows why. Bottomless, 2 Mirror Forces, Torrential, Compulse. I mean, Compulse and Torrential and Bottomless are fine for me. Like, I didn't have any problem using those cards. I mean, Bottomless against Burning Abyss is kind of bad, but you can use it on Seer and Virgil, so it's still. Torrential and Compulse. Torrential is good against Burning Abyss, believe it or not. They special summon the good guys from the hand, Skarm or anything like that. Skarm and Graph and Seer, and you catch them off guard with Torrential, and they lost the good effects. Compulse is good against Dante and, I don't know, against Tellarknights, you do it on the Trevor. Mirror Force obviously there to punish bad guys. Also, you don't have a board, so you need something to protect you. Mirror Force is there to protect you. 3 vanities. This card is staple in this deck at 3. I mean, Raigeki won't do anything against you, so it's basically MST or your vanity will stay on the board. I love Vanity to death. You will be bouncing stuff. This card is just insane in this deck. And against Necros, obviously, it auto wins against them. Two Fiend Shane. I didn't want to play Breakthrough just because of the vanities, but Fiend Shane is actually better than Breakthrough in this deck because it stops attacks, and this deck won't be losing so much unless it's losing to damage. Like that's the way this deck will. That's the way this deck can lose. It runs out on life points really low, and then you'll lose because of that. And that's why I included the pendulum, just to make my bear alive during my opponent's turn, which is really good. This card is insane in this deck. I mean, you usually have it, attack, and then search it, and then your opponent has to deal with a bear every single turn. So it gets ridiculous, trust me. You have to play 3 of it. Extra deck, Kagetsushi, Dark Rebellion, Karen Garan, Ragnar Zero, Tiger King, 1-1, Heartland Draco, Castell, Direwolf, Tushidori. You would need Tushidori at some point. I played one and I needed second. I was playing Black Ship of Corn and decided just to drop it for a second Chidori simply because Chidori does the same thing that Black Ship would do usually. Exiton, Dweller, Noraigeki Dweller is insane. Rhapsody in Berserk and Cowboy. Those cards, I mean, you wouldn't find another rank 4 that works in this deck. Maybe the Harpy Dragon thing, but I just rather play Heartland Draco because it's two of Exceed Material. The Phantasmal Dragon thing is 3, so you probably wouldn't afford it. Side deck 3 Flying C, 2 Max C for Burning Abyss. I like Flying C so much, you can bounce it with the number 1. This guy. I mean, it's an infinite floodgate against Burning Abyss. They can't do anything. 2 Max C against maybe Teller Knights. I would play it against Teller Knights because Vega Alter Deneb is something and they have to exceed, so that's 3 cards they're giving you. 3 Twister against Cleese, obviously. D Fisher against Necros. This is against Necros too. Void Trapple is amazing against Necros. Answers Trishula and Gungnir. I mean, anything they summon, you can just Void Trapple it instead, except for the Colossal, which is not a problem with this deck, because you can just bounce him with this one. 3 Mind Crushes against Necros, and even against Cleese, against Stellar Knights, it's really good. And Macrocosmos, obviously, against the Necros deck, because it stops the pluses from the spell card. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the deck. Please thumbs up, subscribe, and leave comments. Thank you guys. See you later.